How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to be previewing the third and final preseason game for the Buffalo Bills. They're going to take on the Carolina Panthers this week, so let's get into it. Obviously, quick recap of last week. The Bills absolutely demolished the Broncos. I mean, it wasn't even close. Now, granted, I know the Broncos played maybe one or two starters last week in total, and the Bills did start with their full starting lineup, minus a few injuries, Von Miller, etc. But let's just say the Bills absolutely crushed them, and the Bills' second-teamers and third-teamers are way better than the Broncos' backups. And I'll say it first, I owe Case Keenum an apology. I know last week I came on him a little strong. I was like, he's not the answer at backup QB. We need someone like Mitch Trubisky back in order for me to feel safe. Well, with the starters, he lit it up. He looked phenomenal, so hopefully that can continue. Like I said last week, he is a veteran QB. He's done it before. Hopefully he could definitely stay tuned up there in case we need him this season. Hopefully we don't, but you never know. The Panthers, on the other hand, lost to the Patriots last week 20-10. Kind of a slow game for them. They're 1-1 in the preseason. And this week they are playing the starters. So we'll see a lot of the starters for Carolina this week. Hopefully they look pretty good. I mean, we want a competitive game here. I was at the game last week, and I got to say, it started to get a little boring how dominant we were. But they just named Baker Mayfield the starter, too. So that's huge news. Obviously, him and Sam Darnold were competing. We all kind of knew Baker was going to win the job, but not for sure. Now it's been confirmed. So that's great news for Baker Mayfield. Gets a second chance out of Cleveland into Carolina. Now Cleveland's got a whole bunch of problems of their own over there, but we'll get into that in a different video. So Sam Darnold being the backup, that's an interesting spot for him. He's never really been a backup before in his career. You know, obviously straight out of college, we thought he was going to be the next big thing alongside Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and maybe Josh Rosen. But obviously his career hasn't gone as it should have been and hasn't gone as most of us expected. But very unfortunate for him, but hopefully he does get another chance down the line. Another set of breaking news here. The Bills released Matt Hawk and Tavon Austin. So Matt Araiza won the punt job, so good for him. Obviously, we knew that was going to happen. Hawk had a horrible season with the Bills last year after a few good seasons with the Dolphins, but he just looked horrible last season. And obviously, drafting a punter in the draft, this kid can kick at 82 yards. Obviously, we're going to put him in that starting role. So the Bills starters could play a little bit this game. I wouldn't expect it a long. I'd almost expect maybe one drive. And the only reason I say that is the Bills did start very slow last season. If you guys remember that Steelers game, they definitely didn't start with a lot of pep in their step. They appeared to be slow, and they appeared like they were off for 2 weeks. So you might want to get the starters in just a little bit. Obviously, we don't want injuries or anything of that sort, but we may want to get the starters in just a little bit so that they can tune up and be ready for week 1 against the Rams, which is going to be a phenomenal game. But again, last week, everyone looked good. There were really no weak spots besides maybe special teams on the kicking unit. We let the Broncos get a few extra yards, a few missed tackles, but I'm just nitpicking at that point. Overall, last week looked phenomenal. It's going to be really tough to cut some of these guys. With that being said, prediction for this week, I'll say the Panthers win this one. I think the Panthers are going to put their starters in for a majority of that first half. I'm going to go Panthers 28-27. I think the Bills keep it close. I could definitely see the Bills winning this game too, but it's preseason. Who cares who wins and loses? We want to see development. And obviously development is going to be huge this week because it's make or break for these kids and these veterans, everyone involved. Make or break. You either perform out there, make the team, or you get cut. The good thing for the Bills roster, though, is if you get cut, you're most likely making another roster because the Bills' depth is seriously one of the best in the league, and a lot of these guys who get cut could be on the starting 53 of almost any other team. So with that being said, it's been fun. Preseason's been fun, and we'll see what the Bills have in week 3 of this preseason, and next time I see you guys, it'll be the regular season. So peace out, guys.